Ever felt like a storm was brewing in your life, threatening to capsize everything you've built? We all have. In the quiet rhythm of this small fishing village, where the sun kisses the ocean good morning, life teaches its most profound lessons not in the calm, but in the storm. Meet Ali and his father. For them, the sea isn't just a livelihood, it's a mentor. Every frayed net they mend, every knot they tie, is a testament to their resilience. It's a story passed down through generations. The ocean gives and the ocean takes. But what it truly tests is the strength of your spirit. I remember a time when a massive squall hit our coast. Boats were torn from their moorings, and the catch we depended on was lost to the churning waves. It felt like the end. Despair was a heavy anchor. But then, as the first light broke after the storm, I saw my father, already by the shore, picking up a piece of driftwood. He looked at me and said, "The sea washes away what is weak, son. Now we build stronger." That moment changed everything. It wasn't about what we had lost, but about what we had left. Our hands, our knowledge, and each other. The storm didn't break us. It showed us where we needed to be stronger. We rebuilt our boat, not just as it was, but better. We learned the patterns of the wind and a deeper respect for the power we could not control. Life's storms are like that. They aren't there to destroy you. They come to clear your path, to wash away, and to reveal the unshakable foundation within you. They force you to innovate, to adapt, and to grow into a version of yourself you never knew was possible. The struggle is not the end of your story. It's the beginning of your strength. So the next time the winds of change howl and the waves of adversity crash against you, remember the fisherman's wisdom. Don't just endure the storm, learn from it. Let it build you. Because on the other side of Rend, you'll find a calmer sea and a stronger vessel to sail it. Thank you for watching. If this story resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe for more Tales from the Tide. See you next time. Calm, reflective piano music begins and continues throughout. Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. Have you ever felt like you're just waiting for the perfect conditions to start something? Waiting for the sea to be perfectly calm, the sky to be perfectly clear before you set sail on that new project, that new adventure, or that difficult conversation you've been putting off? I think we all do that sometimes. We think that success means avoiding all the trouble, all the storms. But I've learned something over the years, something that really changed my perspective. A true sailor isn't someone who never encounters a storm. That's impossible. Storms are a part of the sea, just like challenges are a part of life. A true sailor is the one who learns to read the winds, to brace the sails, and to navigate asterisk through asterisk the storm. They don't just survive it, they learn from it. Every wave they conquer, every gust of wind they handle, makes them a better, more experienced captain of their own ship. Think about it. The moments we grow the most aren't the easy, sunny days. They're the times we face something that scared us, something that pushed us to our limits. That's where we find our strength, our resilience, our courage. We learn what our vessel, our own spirit, is truly capable of. We discover that we can handle more than we ever thought possible. The storm isn't just an obstacle, it's a teacher. It reveals the skills we never knew we had. So the next time you see dark clouds gathering on your horizon, don't just run for the harbor. Don't wish the storm away. Instead, take a deep breath. Check your rigging, grab the helm, and remember that you have what it takes to face it. The goal isn't to avoid the storms of life, but to learn how to sail through them with confidence and grace. Because on the other side of that storm isn't just calm water, but a stronger, wiser version of yourself waiting. Thanks so much for watching. If this resonated with you, do you love it if you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more content like this? Stay strong and happy sailing. Have you ever felt the unsettling quiet before a storm? That moment when the world holds its breath and you just know something is about to change. For years, life in our small coastal town was like a gentle, predictable tide. We knew the rhythm of the waves, the schedule of the fishing boats, the exact time the sun would kiss the horizon goodnight. It was a peaceful existence, a life painted in soft pastels and predictable patterns. We thought we had it all figured out, that our days would stretch on just like that, one after another, calm and serene. We were comfortable, maybe a little too comfortable. We took the calm for granted, believing the sea would always be our gentle neighbor. But the ocean, like life itself, has a wild side, a power you can respect but never truly tame. We were about to learn that lesson in the most dramatic way possible. Then, one night, the sky turned wild. It started subtly, with the wind whispering strange secrets through the pines. The air grew heavy, thick with an energy you could almost taste. The usual evening chorus of crickets fell silent, replaced by a low, distant rumble that seemed to vibrate up from the very ground beneath our feet. The horizon, once a clean line separating sea and sky, began to blur. Clouds, darker and more menacing than any we had ever seen, rolled in not from one direction, but from all, converging above us like a giant clenched fist. The sea, our constant, placid friend, began to stir restlessly. Small, choppy waves turned into angry swells, their white crests looking like teeth in the fading light. It was no ordinary storm. This felt different. This felt like the world was rewriting its own rules right before our eyes. The first crack of lightning wasn't just a flash. It was a tear in the fabric of the night, illuminating a scene of pure chaos. The waves weren't just rising anymore. They were monstrous, clawing at the shore with a terrifying hunger. The wind howled, no longer whispering, but screaming a furious, raw symphony that rattled our windows and our souls. Every crash of thunder felt like a hammer blow, shaking our homes to their foundations. In that moment, everything we thought we knew about our world was washed away. The predictability, the safety, the gentle rhythm of our lives, all gone, replaced by the raw, untamable power of nature. It was terrifying, yes, but it was also awe-inspiring. It was a stark reminder that we are just small players on a very large, very wild stage. What happened next would change our town and us forever. Thank you so much for watching this journey unfold. If this story captivated you, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more incredible tales. We'll see you in the next one. Sound of gentle waves and distant seagulls. Have you ever felt the weight of a promise? The kind that sinks deep into your soul, anchoring you to a moment in time? For me, that moment is forever etched in the deep blue of the sea. My name is Allie, and I grew up in a small fishing village where the ocean wasn't just a backdrop. It was our lifeblood, our provider, and our most formidable teacher. My father, a man whose hands were as calloused as the old boat we sailed, taught me everything. He taught me how to read the clouds, how to cast a net just right, and how to respect the immense power of the water. The sea gives and the sea takes, he'd always say, his voice a low rumble like the distant tide. I never truly understood what he meant until that day. The sky had turned a bruised shade of purple, and the waves, once gentle, began to churn with a sudden fury. Our small boat, a vessel that had weathered countless storms, groaned under the strain. We were fighting to get back to shore, our muscles aching, the cold spray stinging our faces. He was securing the last of our gear when a rogue wave, a monstrous wall of water, slammed against our hull. The world turned upside down. There was a splintering crash, the shriek of wood giving way, and then silence. I was plunged into the icy darkness, the pressure crushing my ears. Bubbles escaped my lips, each one a silent scream. I remember reaching out, my fingers searching for his familiar, steady grip. But all I found was the cold, unforgiving water. Slight pause, tone shifts to hopeful. When I finally broke the surface, gasping, our boat was gone. He was gone. All that remained were pieces of wreckage and the vast, empty horizon. In that devastating moment, floating alone amidst the debris, I made a promise. A promise to myself, to his memory, and to the sea that had taken him. I would not be defeated. I would learn its secrets, master its currents, and build a new legacy, not just for me, but for everyone who called our village home. This is not just a story of loss, it's a story of resilience. It's about finding strength in the deepest of sorrows and turning a promise into a purpose. It's about honoring the past by building a better future, one plank, one nail, one hopeful sunrise at a time. This is my journey, and it's just beginning. Thank you for listening. If this story resonates with you, please consider subscribing to follow my journey of rebuilding and rediscovery. Your support means the world. They said he'd never go back to the sea again. After the storm, after everything was torn apart, they saw a young man whose spirit was as broken as the timber scattered on the shore. They saw the fear in his eyes, a reflection of the waves that had taken so much. For a long time, they were right. The ocean, once his playground, his livelihood, his home, became a source of silent dread. Every crash of a wave on the beach was a painful echo of that day. Ali would walk the shoreline at dawn, when the world was quiet, cloaked in a cold blue light. He'd trace the patterns the tide left in the sand, a safe distance from the water's edge. He was there, but he wasn't asterisk with asterisk the sea. He was a visitor to his own life, a stranger in the place he knew best. The salt in the air didn't taste of adventure anymore. It tasted of loss. He watched the other boats go out, their engines a low hum of courage he felt he no longer possessed. Each one that sailed past the horizon was a reminder of the man he used to be. But the sea has a memory, and it doesn't forget its own. It calls not with the roar of a storm, but with the gentle whisper of the morning tide. It called to Ali through the warmth of the sun breaking through the clouds, through the cry of a lone seagull, through the rhythm that has pulse since the beginning of time. He started to repair his boat, piece by piece. His hands, at first hesitant, grew steady. Each nail hammered in, each plank secured, was an act of defiance against the fear that had held him captive. He wasn't just fixing a boat, he was mending his own soul. He learned that courage isn't the absence of fear, but the decision to act in spite of it. One morning, with the sun painting the sky in strokes of hope, he pushed his boat into the water. The first splash felt like a homecoming. He wasn't the same man who had faced the storm, no. He was stronger. He had looked into the abyss and had chosen to sail again. He learned that the sea gives and the sea takes, but it also teaches. And its greatest lesson is this: even after the fiercest storm, the tide will always, always turn. Thank you so much for watching this story. If it resonated with you, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more content that inspires. We'll see you in the next one. Sometimes the storms of life hit us so hard, they leave behind nothing but fragments of what we once held dear. We look at the wreckage, the shattered pieces of our dreams, our plans, our very sense of self, and a single crushing thought can take over. It's over. We see Ali here, standing amidst the splinters of his old boat. This wasn't just wood and nails to him. It was his livelihood, his freedom, his connection to the vast, open sea. It was a part of his story, and now it lies broken. It's a feeling many of us know all too well, isn't it? That moment when the foundation we built our lives upon suddenly gives way. It's easy to feel lost, to believe that the damage is too great, the pieces too scattered to ever be put back together. But look closer. Amidst the despair, a different story is beginning. Ali picks up a single piece of wood. It's weathered, scarred, but it's solid. He runs his hand over it, not with sadness, but with a newfound determination. He isn't just looking at what was lost. He's seeing what can be. He begins to gather the salvageable parts, his hands moving with purpose. From the very wreckage that symbolized his defeat, he starts to build again. This is where true strength is forged, not in avoiding the storms, but in the quiet, deliberate act of rebuilding after they've passed. Each nail he hammers is an act of defiance against despair. Each plank he fits into place is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. He isn't trying to recreate the old boat exactly as it was. He's creating something new, something stronger, infused with the lessons of the storm. This process isn't fast or easy. It's filled with long days, tired muscles, and moments of doubt. But with every small victory, a new shape emerges. It's a boat, yes, but it's also a symbol of hope. It proves that our broken pieces don't have to be the end of our story. They can be the very materials we use to build our future. A future that is perhaps more resilient and more beautiful for having been broken and remade. So if you find yourself surrounded by the fragments of your own boat, remember, Ali, start with one piece, just one. Because from the ruins of yesterday, the masterpiece of tomorrow is waiting to be built. Thanks so much for watching. If this story resonated with you, please consider liking and subscribing for more content that inspires. We'll see you in the next one. Video opens with a shot of gentle waves lapping against the shore, the sun rising in the distance, casting a golden hue over the water. Have you ever faced a moment that felt like the end of your world? A storm that washed away not just your belongings, but your spirit? Today, I want to share a story about a man named Ali and how he found his way back from the darkest depths. Cut to a flashback sequence, stylized, slightly desaturated shots of a storm, a wrecked boat, and a distraught Ali looking out at the chaotic sea. For generations, Ali's family lived by the sea. It was their provider, their playground, their very soul. He learned to read the tides before he could read a book, and the salt of the ocean ran in his veins. But one fateful night, a tempest unlike any other descended upon his small coastal village. The sea, once a trusted friend, turned into a raging beast. It took his boat, his home, his livelihood. It took everything he thought to find him. Transition back to the present day. We see Ali, now older, with weathered hands, patiently mending a fishing net. He looks up and smiles at a child running past. In the quiet aftermath, grief was a heavy anchor. The sound of the waves, once a lullaby, became a haunting reminder of his loss. Many thought he would leave, turn his back on the water that had betrayed him. But to leave the sea would be to leave a part of himself behind. So he stayed. He didn't fight the ocean. He began to understand it again, to listen to its rhythms, to respect its power, and to forgive. We see a montage of villagers helping Ali. One brings him wood, another food. A group helps him build a new, smaller boat. The mood is one of quiet, determined community effort. This wasn't a journey he took alone. His community, the people who had shared his joy and his sorrow, rallied around him. They didn't just offer sympathy. They offered their hands, their time, and their unwavering belief in him. Piece by piece, plank by plank, they didn't just rebuild a boat. They rebuilt a life. They showed that the strongest tides are no match for the strength of human connection. The music swells as we see the final shot from the prompt. Ali is on his new boat, sailing gracefully on a calm, sun-drenched sea. On the shore, the villagers watch, their faces filled with pride and joy. A warm, cinematic glow envelops the scene. And so, here he is. The same sea that once took everything now watches him sail again. Not in defiance, but in harmony. His story isn't just about rebuilding a boat. It's about rebuilding hope. It's a powerful reminder that no matter how devastating the storm, the sun will rise again, and the tide will turn. Our deepest wounds can become our greatest sources of strength, and the human spirit, when supported by community, is truly unsinkable. Thank you so much for watching and sharing this moment with us. If this story moved you, please consider liking the video and subscribing to our channel for more inspiring stories from around the world. We'll see you in the next one. Have you ever felt like you're caught in a storm? Like the waves are crashing over you one after another, and you're just struggling to keep your head above water? I know that feeling all too well. We all do. Life has this way of throwing its biggest challenges at us when we least expect it. And in those moments, it can feel impossible to imagine a clear sky ever again. You might feel lost, alone, and completely overwhelmed by the sheer force of it all. It's a feeling of being adrift in a vast, unforgiving ocean with no land in sight. But here's something I've learned, something that has become my anchor in the roughest seas. Every storm that doesn't to drown you teaches you how to rise again. It's not just about survival. It's about transformation. Each wave you fight, each gust of wind you withstand, it's not just wearing you down. It's also carving you into something stronger, something more resilient. It's teaching you how to swim, how to navigate, how to read the currents. It's building a strength within you that you never knew you possessed. Think about the toughest moments in your life, the times you thought you couldn't possibly go on. Look at you now. You're still here. You made it through. You might have scars, you might feel weary, but you're a testament to the power of human endurance. Those storms didn't break you. They forged you. They gave you wisdom, empathy, and a profound appreciation for the calm that follows. They taught you that even after the darkest night, the sun will always rise. And what a beautiful sunrise it is. When you finally emerge from that storm, the world looks different. The air feels fresher, the colors seem brighter. You see, the struggle isn't the end of your story. It's the beginning of a new chapter. It's the chapter where you realize your own strength. So if you're in a storm right now, hold on. Let it teach you. Let it shape you. Because on the other side of this, there is a sunrise waiting just for you, and you will rise with it, stronger and more brilliant than ever before. Thank you so much for sharing this moment with me. If this message resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe for more content to help you navigate life's waters. See you next time. Ever feel like the world is moving too fast and you're just trying to keep up? Like you're constantly running a race with no finish line in sight? Well, you're not alone. So many of us feel that pressure, that nagging feeling that we should be doing more, achieving more, being more. It's exhausting, isn't it? But what if I told you that true strength isn't about winning every race? What if it's about the courage to pause, to take a breath, and to simply be present? Real courage is found in the quiet moments. It's in the decision to be kind to yourself when you stumble, to celebrate small victories, and to find joy in the journey, not just the destination. Think about the last time you truly felt at peace. Maybe it was watching a sunset, sharing a laugh with a friend, or losing yourself in a good book. Those moments are where our resilience is built. It's not about grand gestures or epic feats. It's about the everyday choice to show up for yourself, to acknowledge your feelings without judgment, and to keep moving forward one small, intentional step at a time. This journey of life is a marathon, not a sprint. It's okay to slow down. It's okay to rest. In fact, it's essential. Embracing your own pace is a profound act of courage. It's telling the world, and more importantly, telling yourself, I am enough right here, right now. It's about honoring your own rhythm in a world that often demands we all dance to the same beat. Remember, your path is uniquely yours, and the most courageous thing you can do is walk it with grace and self-compassion. Thank you for joining us for another story of strength. If this message resonated with you, please consider subscribing to our channel, Tales of Courage. We'd love to have you with us for more stories that inspire and uplift. See you next time.